Welcome to the Amee and D podcast. I'm your host, Amee Widders. This is my co-host and husband, D. Widders. What up, blood?
Hell nah, good.
What's up with all this red, bruh?
What do you mean? I'm trying
Very
to.
bright.
I
It's
wore,
not Valentine's Day yet, son.
I wore just in case you started yelling.
Just in case.
In case you start yelling at me, it'll remind you to stop.
You should have said, in case you try to interrupt me.
It's a reflection of my burning love for you.
Oh my gosh. All right. Today we're talking all about why do people cheat? And is it harder for men to deal with cheating than women? We're going to give you our opinions today on that. You ready for this?
Sure.
I feel like I might get some hate for what I'm going to say, but, you know, comes with the territory, I guess.
If you're not getting hated on, then you're not.
If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
All right. Let's go, man.
All right. So, why do you think people cheat?
That's wait, what? People cheat for lots of reasons.
I thought you said we're going to talk about why people cheat and why men cheat, why women cheat, if it's worse for men, if it's worse for women. Why are you looking at me like you didn't partly come up with this topic right now?
Partly. No, what I said was, do you think it's worse for men to cheat or do you think it's worse for women to cheat?
It's worse to cheat, period, bruh.
I agree. That was the whole point.
All right. Well, we're already in this, man, so.
Yeah, cheating is lame. And also, I think it's worse for women to cheat. But that being said, I think that it's stupid that we do these comparisons.
Why do you think it's worse for women to cheat?
Hold on. I think it's stupid for us to even ask that question. Which one's worse? They're both horrible. They both ruin your life. They both ruin the person you cheated on's life. If you have kids, it hurts your kids. It's just bad. The whole thing.
I do think it's harder for men to get over it, though, than women.
100%.
We're stronger.
We'll talk about that in point 1 or whatever. But
I
yeah.
think it's point 2, maybe point 3.
All right.
Not really sure.
All right. I like talking like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the blanket statement is, or the umbrella statement is, cheating is horrible.
Yeah, don't cheat.
Don't cheat. It'll ruin your life.
When in doubt, work it out. Don't cheat.
I thought you were going to say something else.
What do you think I was going to say?
I'm not going to say it.
So this like that tune in Tokyo thing I said last time? Like you're going to say something inappropriate?
Yeah.
I probably won't know what it means.
I'm going to hold it in.
All right. I'm going to ask you after the podcast, though.
I'll show you after.
Oh, yeah. You nasty, dog.
Yeah, don't cheat. And I think it's worse for women to cheat.
I think it's worse for a woman to cheat also, and I think it is harder for men to get over a woman cheating on them than it is for a woman. And I know that's kind of a double standard, but I feel like it's true.
Yeah. Okay. So why do you think it's worse for women to cheat?
I feel like because with women, it's an emotional thing. Like, number one, I feel like when we break up with you, if we cheat on you, we've been tapped out of the relationship for a long time. Because I feel like women will try to tell you what they need and what they want and like try to fix the relationship. And when a woman is done, I feel like she's tried everything that she feels like she possibly could, and she's tapped out. Like, ain't no helping you at this point for the most part. And so when a woman goes and cheats, she's like already emotionally invested with somebody else, whereas with men, I feel like y'all could bang a hole and it not mean anything to you, and then just like go about your day like it was nothing.
So you think it's worse for women to cheat because there's an emotional attachment?
Yeah.
And men cannot.
This is just opinions also, guys. Like,
yeah, which mean nothing. It's just our opinions. Opinions are like buttholes.
Everybody's got one.
And they all stink. You never heard that before?
I might have, but you don't hear that often with it.
Man, that's from like 98 right there.
They all stink.
I also think that it's easier for women to cheat than it is for dudes to cheat.
Wait, why?
Because a dude just can't go and put it in a woman.
Oh, because like...
The woman has to be like, okay, put it in me or whatever.
Wait, what?
Sex. Like the woman has to open up. A man just can't go and have sex with a woman whenever he wants.
Well, and that ties back in I think with the emotional aspect, because at least for me, if I'm not emotionally connected with you, you ain't getting none of this.
Dang, there's lots of like,
Which is why, like, if me and you are fighting or something, like, all you want to do is be close to me and do that, and I'm like, like, we ain't good. Nah, I ain't
yeah,
trying to do that.
there's a lot of layers to this onion. I wasn't
Totally.
expecting this.
Yeah.
It's very
It's like
complex.
ogres. Onions have layers.
It's
This
complex.
cheating has layers.
Yeah, so then how do you not even get to the first layer? If you're in a relationship and you are mature and you're not just out here doing what the world wants you to do and having sex and partying and getting drunk and doing dumb stuff, what is the first layer that you should never go past?
I think if you're having issues in your relationship, open communication should be what happens.
So if you're having issues, that's the first like check engine. Like we need to fix
Yeah, and
these
be like,
issues.
yo, I don't like when you do A, B, and C. This is what I need from you. And you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
vice versa. Or if you're just straight up like, man, I don't know if I'm really feeling you and I kind of want to explore. If that were me, I'd be like, okay, you go do that. Like, I don't even, let's break up and you go do that because I don't want you to run the risk of potentially cheating on me.
so then why do you think most people don't break up? And then it gets to the point where the person's like, well, we're not broken up. Maybe we haven't had sex in a while, or maybe sex isn't even that big of a deal. Like, but
Because
I'm gonna go step out and see.
I think people want the best of both worlds. They want to keep that person close in case whoever their option is don't work out, and then they got somebody to run back to, especially for men, because I feel like men don't know how to be alone. They don't
Facts.
know how to sit with something
True.
and work things out. They want to, get up on top of the next honey dip and whatever instead of dealing with that actual pain.
I think women are similar to that too. Like my mom, my sister, they always just say the best way to get over someone is to get under somebody new.
I disagree.
And I think that's like an old, well, I feel like the old way of thinking is like monogamy was I'm just going to be with one person forever, and now the new monogamy is I'm just going to be with one person at a time.
Well, yeah, and we have social media now. Back in the days, they didn't have none of that. So it's like they had no choice but to work it out or
Yeah.
like find a woman at the grocery store or something or the next town to go live a secret life with. Secret life with.
Sipping
Now you got social
sipping on
media,
some
you got all
sissy.
these dating apps, and a lot of the time people nowadays don't even value love and they are just looking for like, yo, you want to hook up right quick?
Yeah.
Or let me go on this app and see who want to hook up right quick and then hit and dip. Like it's crazy to me. For me, I would just rather be by myself. And that goes with you, friends. Like a lot of time I'm like, oh, this is too much drama for me. I'm just gonna go kick it alone because I don't gotta worry about none of this by myself.
And
I'm gonna go
then
kick it with my kids. Like,
and then that kind of gets into why guys cheat is because they're insecure. Women can be more by themselves or with their kids or with whatever, and they can be by themselves and they can sit back and think. Most dudes can't be by themselves because they're so insecure. They feel like if they're not with somebody, they're not a man, or they can't be confident in themselves,
I think mentally women are stronger in a sense and we're more mature.
right? Which is why you guys probably we look at it as nagging, but you guys are just trying to tell us how you feel, and then it's hard for us because we're men. We don't have feelings like that, so it's hard for us to be like, bro, like this is how you solve that problem you're feeling, and then you don't do it. Men are like, I'm just gonna solve the problem and not talk about it, but
That's not solving the problem though. Not talking about it and tucking it away is not solving the problem.
right, what I'm saying is men just want to solve the problem. Women want to talk about the problem and then solve the problem, or don't solve the problem. I think a lot of women are more emotional, or more, not emotional, but more like they have more feelings. That's just how we are, I think, as men and women. So it is, I think, the first step to not going past that first layer is to have open communication.
So we agree with that.
Yeah, and then like when you are talking, it can't be like this is how I feel. Oh, this is how I feel, and you go back and forth because you just solve nothing. It has to be like um, best example I have is I heard this dude, the CEO, instead of trying to have like a bunch of meetings and solve one problem like every quarter or once a year, he'll have a meeting once a week and they'll bring up what is the number one problem in this company this week, and they'll solve that problem this week. And so they're solving 52 problems versus the average company's just solving one problem a year. So I think you should have a time and a place where you can sit down and you're calm and everything, and you can talk about what's the number one problem in our relationship and fix that. Because if you don't work on these things, it's just going to fall apart. It's just like if you don't put gas in your car, you're going to run out of gas. If you don't change the oil, it's going to explode. Your engine's going to blow up. It's like you have to have these things in your relationship where you're actually communicating. And I think that brings you closer together too. Like these podcasts, us talking about all this stuff has brought us closer together over the last, 5-6 months.
Yeah, up until New Year's.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
I'm just kidding. We're good now because people are like, oh, I could see the hurt and pain in her eyes. And like, yeah, no duh. Like, I just went through a trigger for the first time in like a decade, bro. Like, obviously, I'm going to be hurt.
yeah, I haven't been kicked in the nuts that many times in my life, but I can remember all the times that I have, and they hurt pretty bad. It's the same thing. You got kicked in your nuts. The pain's not gonna last.
Ooh,
Exactly.
ooh.
Remember when you hit me in my nuts that one time? And I called you the B word?
Yeah,
At
that was
work?
like when we first started dating.
That was pretty funny.
So also, I think that if the cheating has already been done, that's a good way to talk to the person. Because I have a lot of women that are like, how come every time I want to talk to him about it, he like gets mad or defensive or shuts down? And I think for men, it's helpful if you're like, hey, I'm having a really hard time with this. Why don't we set aside, like maybe let's go to lunch and just kind of like dive into why I'm feeling this way, why this happened with us, like why did you do this to me, so I can better understand, and then that can help me process and heal. Because I feel like we even did that last year when all that stuff came out. Like, you know what? Let me take a minute. Let me calm down. Let me think about everything. You think about everything. And then tomorrow, let's go before we get the kids and have lunch. And we're just going to dish all of this out so that we can move on.
I agree. And I also believe that you don't want to take too much time, because if you're separated for a week, a month, a year, it's sometimes you're going too far away. And the point is that, like the Bible says, what God has brought together, let no man separate, right? We become one flesh. You don't want to be separated. The Bible says, don't let the sun go down on your problem. So it's good to like clear your head, maybe go for a drive or whatever, but you don't want
Drive and cry.
yeah, you don't want to run away. You don't want to run away from your problems. And both people have to be patient enough to sit there and hear what the other person has to say, no matter how hard it is. Because a lot of people that have been DMing us, it's been awesome. Like the amount of people who are
What's a
reaching.
DNN?
DMing?
A lot of people have been DNNing us.
Man, you're going to have to learn how to translate for me to these people.
Yeah, your mumble.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What the heck was I saying? A lot of people have been DMing us.
Yeah.
And I think that when people...
Now it's to the
Hold
point...
on, man. You're a double interrupter. I think that people need to realize that the decisions they're making are going to affect their kids and their whole future. You think that I'm going to go be with Sally, right? And everything. I'm going to...
Slutty Sally.
Slutty Sally the slut, right? And she knows you got kids, and you're probably lying to her. Oh, yeah, I love you. I don't like my wife anymore. But then you're going right back to your wife. I love you. I'm just confused. And it's like...
That could be a really good podcast topic, too. Like, why is it with a lot of these side girls that know you have a family and kids, and they just, like, don't care?
Well, this is my personal opinion, which is just my opinion. I think women in general, because I'm not like some ladies' man or something, but I think that when you're being a real man and you're taking care of your responsibilities and you love your kids and you love your wife and you're happy and you're working your butt off, I think women can smell that on you, and they're not happy and they're alone and they're like, oh man, I want that. I want a man that's like that. And instead of asking God for a man like that, or going to find a man like that, or waiting for a man like that, like, oh, this one's good for me right here. Let me go get this one.
That don't even make sense.
And then men are like, oh, nobody's ever paid attention to me before in my life. Now I got multiple women giving me action. Oh man, I must be pretty cool because I'm so insecure. I can't just be with one woman. And then our society is like, yeah, man, like listen to the music that's playing on the radio.
Hey, what you gonna do now if somebody tries to holler at you? What you gonna say?
I feel like that's never gonna happen. I don't put off those vibes.
What did we learn?
Block, block, block.
We didn't learn.
What's that from?
That dude that does those reels. What's his name? Rula?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
You want to be like, my wife's the freaking greatest. I love her so. She's right there. She gonna beat you up if you try to talk to me.
I ain't even. That ain't gonna happen, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I got too much boundaries set up. But yeah, are we still on the first point of this second?
Yeah, like why men cheat.
Yeah.
Why women cheat.
Men. Why do you think men cheat?
They're insecure.
Insecure.
And I think also our society makes it almost like cool for dudes to have multiple women. I think it normalizes like we were talking about in the car. I think it's almost normal as a woman to expect a man to cheat on you. Like, oh, there ain't no faithful dudes out here. They're all going to cheat. So I may as well just like brace myself for it to happen and then decide if I want to stick around or not, which is kind of messed up. But
society does that for women now too. You got all these musicians, and it's like all these people, these celebrities people look up to. They're all multiple relationships and going back and
like
forth.
we're in a time where people don't really value love.
But we're going to bring it back in Jesus' name.
Yeah.
We're going to become the #1 relationship podcast.
You know what I'm saying? I'm all about that covenant love.
Bring
you know
God
what I'm saying?
glory.
I'm all about that sanctifying love. Make me closer to Jesus. Make us closer to Jesus and closer together as one.
Yeah, you can't love Jesus and love the world. You can't. We're his bride.
The closer you get to Jesus, the more like disgusted you are with the world. And grieved by it.
Side point, why do you think people get so upset that we bring God into relationship advice?
I think the majority of people don't, but we did have a couple people that was like, can you just do episodes where you don't talk about your faith? And I was like, no. No, because you could still pick the meat off the bones. Like the stuff we're giving is not solely for Christians. Anybody could take this advice, whether they believe in Jesus or not, and apply it to their life. But also, what if you just like maybe dibbled and dabbled and got a little curious about Jesus and what he could do for your life? I'm trying to lead as many people to heal their marriage, but also to Jesus too. And if you ain't down with that, then don't follow then. That's fine.
No. If you're not down with that, just stick around. I don't want nobody. I want them to ask questions, no matter how dumb.
Yeah, I think you should stick around and not worry so much about the fact that we talk about our faith, because I think regardless, we're giving very, valuable information. We're 40 years old. We got a little wisdom. We've been through a lot of stuff.
Well, the world isn't going to stop talking about freaking WAP and whatever kind of crazy. That was old. Dang, I feel old for that. Was old.
We don't listen to secular music though, bro. I don't know like what the hot jams are.
I still
the hot jams.
All right, we're not that old.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not that old of an old fart.
The hot jams.
That was pretty old. But no, I mean I'm cutting people's hair from 8 years old to 60 years old. You're doing facials every day.
Yeah, people name artists, and I'm like, who? And then
No.
I'm like, oh, this is how I felt with my mom when she would be like, who's that celebrity you like?
Okay, well, don't listen to her, but I know what's going on.
I know.
No, I have social media, and
I'm still cool, man. I'm still hip.
I don't care about being cool. I like being a nerd now.
I'm still in with a lot of the trends and stuff like that.
All
but
right,
I have no desire
right
to listen to secular music, though.
The point I'm trying to make is that I'm not in this world, like doing the things that the world does, but I know what's going on.
No, you're not of this world. You're in it, but you're not of it.
Okay. All I know is that I know what's going on. I see what's going on social media, and I'm pretty good at taking information in and then figuring out what's real and what's fake. So yeah, I want everybody that needs help to come and get help from us.
I do too.
I don't care.
But if you're asking me to not talk about my faith, sorry.
But please stick around.
We love you still, but no.
All right, what was the second point?
I decided to follow Jesus.
You know what that word? You know what that word decided means?
What?
To cut off every other option.
Hello.
I've decided that you're the best thing for me.
Yeah, you better. You better, Bucky.
Decided. Have you decided?
I've been decided,
All right,
bro.
what's point number 2?
So what did we just talk about?
Why we think men cheat and why
Why do you think it's harder for men to get over being cheated on by a woman?
I think that because it's supposed to be ours, right? Just like a woman, that thing's supposed to be yours, right? But men cheat for more of a physical thing, or it's more of an internal battle with them is why they cheat. They're insecure. They want to be the man, whatever, right?
That ain't being a man though, bro.
Oh, I know now. You know how I feel like I'm a man.
I do.
But I think for a man to get cheated on, it's like, man, now you feel, what's the word, emasculated?
I think so.
Yeah. And it's like, I know this is like probably a gross illustration, but it's like you have to go inside something to have sex with it, right? So hopefully we don't have to cut this part out. I'm going to try not to make it like too graphic. But like, but when you have,
I'm triggered.
don't be triggered. All right.
Maybe find another analogy, dog.
But I'm saying if you're a woman and you're letting multiple dudes inside of you, right? That is to me worse than and it's not just letting them physically inside, it's mentally letting them inside too. Because like you said earlier,
it's soul ties, man.
A woman, it's more of an emotional thing for intimacy. For dudes, we can be with multiple girls and we're not intimate with them. It's just like for us,
just getting your nut off.
For us, it's just like watching pornography or anything like that. We're not attached to it. You'd think you're not attached to it, but you are attached to it. So you need to like stop doing it, and then you need to repent and turn the other way and go back towards the way you're supposed to go. I always think about Samson in the Bible and how he hated this group of people and he killed like thousands of them. And then he went on this 20, 30-mile journey to go have sex with one of their prostitutes. And he had 20, 30 miles walking, not driving, to change his mind and go and walk back home. And we do the same thing. We know we're not supposed to go do these things as men, and we still go to it. And then the woman is like, yeah, come on, let's go, and tries to take you away from what you're supposed to do.
I can never, man.
Right? But I think the problem is a societal thing. It's the enemy has a counterfeit to everything that God has. So God created marriage between one man and one woman so that you can leave your parents and become one, right? And the enemy created pornography and all these other things and infidelity and all these things so that he can ruin what pervert everything. So it's like, I think that's a problem that we have is we want these quick things, or we want quick relief or instant gratification. That's why we have sugar versus fruit. Like everything has the opposite, right? It's like it's similar, but it's not the real thing.
Yeah, right? And then you get that instant gratification and then you feel like crap. Like, why did I do that? And then that messed stuff up way more than where you started at.
And then most people just keep doing it because of the shame and the guilt that they have. Instead of facing what they did and going and doing the right thing, like, I already did it, I might as well just keep doing it.
Yeah,
and
like,
then
I'm in it now.
And then eventually you're going to hit the bottom. You're going to hit rock bottom. And you're going to be like, you're going to need help to get out of it. And hopefully you come across this podcast, or hopefully you step foot into somewhere that can help you, that's pointing you towards the only thing that can help you, which is Jesus. Yeah, I don't know if that answers your question. I think it's worse for women to cheat because, like,
we're probably gonna get so much pushback on this.
But
maybe not.
We started this whole conversation by saying that cheating is horrible either way.
It really is.
So maybe we shouldn't say.
I don't get why.
Hold on. Maybe because I don't want to figure out what I was gonna say. Sorry. Maybe we shouldn't say that it's worse for a woman to cheat. Maybe that's not right. I don't think that's right to say. I think it probably
I
hurts. I
think
wait. I think it hurts more for a man because we don't know how to express our feelings or talk about them. So women can get cheated on and they'll be able to talk about how they feel and cry and let it out. But men, it's going to be more of an internal battle and an internal struggle, and you're not going to be able to talk about it. Like when I got cheated on, and my
I
mom
think
was
it's an
done.
internal struggle either way, men or woman.
But you guys are able
But we're
to.
stronger than men.
You're stronger, but it's not that you're stronger, but you are. But it's you're able to like express how you feel, and men don't know how to do that. Men get hurt and they're just like
They're closed
they'll
off.
hold it in for a month and then just explode.
Well, and I feel like they wouldn't, you know what I mean? 'Cause I feel like y'all get clowned if you were to be like, yo, my girl cheated on me. I feel like your words big. Like, dang, bruh.
Which is such
What's your
bulk.
game one? Right? You know what I mean? Like,
It's such bull crap though
it
because
is.
women it's the same thing. It's like we're meant to feel like, oh, you're stupid, you stayed with the person, or you're stupid, you let them cheat on you, and it's like, stop with that. It's the
Nah, the
person.
stupid person was the
Yes,
one that cheated on you.
exactly, 100%.
You stupid.
I'm not stupid anymore.
You was stupid.
I was very stupid.
I'm a catch.
Yeah.
I'm a prize in God's eyes.
About time you start believing it. I'm sorry, it's my
I
fault.
think it's harder too because when a woman cheats, like she had tried, I feel like, to do everything to repair the relationship. Like she had, I feel like, exhausted all of the things that she could have done.
She might have tried, but
And
she
that,
might not have been effective in her trying. She might,
true.
and the guy might have been like, "Oh man, I need to just provide for my family and work hard," and she's like, "I need you to spend time with me," and it's like a freaking mess. You know what I mean?
So this is gonna sound kind of jacked up, but I feel like a woman has tried and like exasperated all of her options in trying to work it out, and then she leaves. Where I feel like with men, if they get an opportunity with another woman, like another woman opens that door, I feel like whether or not their relationship is solid, I feel like a lot of men are gonna be inclined to be like, yeah, let me go over there and see what's popping over there.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like it's harder for men to just be like, nah, I got a girl, like I love my girl. And shout out to the men that are like that, because there are men that are like, hell nah, like I got a good woman over here, I'm not messing none of that up. But I think if we're comparing women and men, most men, if they get that opportunity, they're gonna take it, whereas women are like, nah, like I got a man, I ain't trying to do none of
It's
that.
still no excuse.
It's not.
Like I worked in a strip club with butt naked women every night from the age of 23 to 35. And so for me, yeah, it's probably like, you hang around a barbershop long enough, you're probably going to get a haircut. You know what I mean?
Which in hindsight for me, I'm like, girl, why did you not think that was going to like, how did you not expect your man to cheat on you, bro? But I really didn't. Like, because in the beginning, I'm like, nah, like he's a good dude. He really loves me. Like he's such a gentleman. I never had nobody treat me the way that he treats me. Like, and he just seen what relationship I got out of. Like, there's no way he's gonna do this to me. But now in hindsight, I'm like, girl, you were dumb. Like that man was around beautiful, naked women night after night after night while you home with your kid or why, like, girl.
But you were the most beautiful woman I ever seen. So it don't have nothing to do with what they look like, because people.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying for me, when I look back, I'm like, girl, how did you not think something was gonna happen?
Well, because people want to have hope and they want to hope for the best thing, right? But it doesn't matter if you're in the wrong environment, right? Like I think we're a product of our environment. If you're hanging around, whoever you're hanging around or whatever you're doing is eventually gonna rub off on you, and that's why like. Praise God for getting me out of that environment and getting me around people like Omar and Gene and like these dudes that would never do stuff like that I was doing. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I think my opinion has changed, and I think they're both horrible.
They are both horrible. Like without question, they're both horrible.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's like different types of murders or whatever. It's like, nah, they're all killing something. Like
it just hurts us different.
Yeah, exactly, because we're
and
different.
We deal with it different. Yeah, because men and women we're different. We're different.
Yeah.
That whole like, oh, we're equals. Like, yes, in a sense, but
But you couldn't whip me. And I can't take care of kids for 7 days straight by myself.
Yeah, you can't nurture like I can.
Yeah, and you can't protect like I can.
It's true.
It's a good team.
Daniel!
Wait, I'll block that out.
Did you forget? I know it feels like we're in here alone, but we about to post
help
this for the
myself.
world to see.
Can't help myself.
Okay, so that's our take on it. If you want to leave your opinion, put it in the description bar down. That's got to be my thing now. The description bar down below. Do you think it's harder for men? Do you think it's harder for women? What's your take on it? What topics should we cover next? We're so thankful for you guys. We're going to be pushing out episodes every Wednesday and Saturday.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share if you thought this was valuable, and we will catch y'all in the next episode.
Peace.